It's your boy Lex. I don't know what to think, but here we are in this ring. It seems so far from the truth, and I go hide in the booth. Can you feel the movement or spin? Can you see the curvature bend? Do you see when they spray the skies and they make up lies and do it again? Man, who's really in charge? How long has the lie been hidden? How long has time been broken? Cause every season is different. They tell you climate is changing. They say the global is warming. They think you'll need a vaccine, otherwise you'll die without warning. God put the stars, the sun, and the moon in the same sky. God put the devil on earth and let us reside at the same time. Maybe cause angels betrayed God all over a slut lust. Then there was a reset, some of us call it a mud flood. Firmament permanently fixed to a plane, perfectly placed, impervious escape for the human race. This is God's work, so ask God first every day. And it's not curved, it is straight. It is not a planet, it's a plate. This the other side of Hell's Gate.
Permanent sticks to the plane. What up, Templar?
What's up, homie? I love that song, dude. Fucking, it's the more I listen to it, you know what I mean? I catch shit that I just didn't catch before. It's still.
Yes. I just want to let everyone know if we have any technical difficulties, we will be right back. We just had some nice electronic vibrations over here that almost fucked things up. But
And
we'll
that's
see.
been a thing. We were talking about that offline. Like, there's some
We were.
gremlins going on, or there's some shit going on when it comes to electronics, and it seems to be universal, more than just EV fucking mugs. I'll say that. Like, that's wild stuff.
Man, it's like nothing like a live stream to test your patience, huh?
Right? You know where you can look and find some live streams at?
Why don't you tell the people?
How about over at the phone booth podcast.substack.com, where we got live from the phone booth. We have the episode with Allie that's over there, right? That just aired the other night.
That's this one right here. Yep.
Right? We got they just had a conversation with Joe, right? One stupid. He's over there. I mean, everybody's podcast's over there. They got The Pick Is In. They got Here's the Thing. They got Mind the Madness is there too, but like everything is over there. You got the whole history. Look at that right there with you and Cheney, dude. That was a great fucking conversation right there.
That was a banger.
Yeah, dude. Cheney the Vampire Slayer is like, that is a smart cookie, dude. And then look at that merch. Top end merch, cheaper than Buc-ee's. It's not made out of the cheapest materials, right? And it supports the cause, right? So they're not trying to milk you for money. They're not making it overly expensive or anything like that. And it goes back to like just help, whatever the fuck it helps for with like the cost of putting that shit up and the materials and all that. I don't do any of that. So I appreciate that it's there.
He said cheaper than Buc-ee's.
Yeah, dude, remember Buc-ee's was like fucking insane, bro. Like they were taxing you on that name, right? And then if you needed to pay all that, where would you go to like check to make sure that your funds were in order if you had to go to Cannon Bullion? There it is.
Okay, gold is back above 4Gs, so that's a nice.
Yes. Gold's still up there. Silver's still fine. Platinum's fine. The fucking Strait of Hormuz is collapsing, and we're going into another war. But at least the precious metals are okay. So if the dollar goes to shit, you could probably still take a gold earring somewhere and actually get some shit for it. Unlike a fucking $100 bill, because that ain't gonna be worth shit, dude. You could wipe your ass with that maybe, but precious metals, that's where you want to be. And they got a professional there, so if you don't know and you want to like consult somebody and find out how this might best work for you, give them a call. They have somebody that'll actually talk you through everything, and you don't have to just listen to somebody like me say, hey, they got this and that. Like, they'll actually be able to walk you through it and tell you like what's good for you and what's not good.
That's right. Don't listen to us because we're pretty much dummies. But Michael Pizzioni over at Can-Am Bullion knows his shit. He knows you the best. He knows exactly what size metal you need. So hit him up. But what up, Cram?
What's
Chipmunk,
up,
Globo, Homo, Slop. That's a lot of letters.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for the repost, Cram.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Some weirdo says, "Yo, please like and share the stream if you like what you see."
That's
Dude,
right. It's free and it helps the program grow, right? So let's, the little things matter, and that's only if you like.
it is the little things that matter, dude. How are you, man? How was your week?
My week was actually pretty good, man. Yeah, no, nothing crazy. Like good health. What about yours, buddy?
I don't know. Your neighborhood seemed to be a hot spot for crazy for a while there.
It was for that week, dude. Like it was like the one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was fucking wild. It made for good video, though, right? Like,
Right?
dude. I felt like maybe I should just be like one of those vigilante fucking, journalists that walking everywhere and fucking catching people in the middle of fucking like breaking in and shit and just like film the whole thing.
Do it. Do it. I'll subscribe to your channel.
Yeah.
Dude, so I gotta tell you something that's been fucking chapping my ass all fucking morning, dude. So this travel agency tried to rip me off this morning.
Yes.
Dude, I was trying to book my flight to go to Bohemian Grove this morning, and this fucking company, I'm not going to shout them out. I'm not going to put their name out there, but I'll just say that they fucking tried to rip me off. So I committed to a price and certain flights and a certain airline and everything, right? And I booked it. Yes. Airline X. I booked it yesterday, right, through my travel agent, Elone. And so this morning I get a phone call, and they're like, "Hey, here's we want to lock this reservation in for you. Here's the flights. We're gonna have to move you here if you want to keep this price. We'll have to move you here." So like they were moving me around. I was gonna have like this crazy overnight layover on the way back. But I was still okay with it. I was like, whatever, dude. I gotta go see the homies, right? And then
Snoop will be right back after these short commercials. So, in the meantime, they do F you with the airlines, Ted. I'm gonna go down the comments while we're going through here. Cram, yes, or I'm sorry, no. I did not find my wallet. The next day I went, I got a driver's license and all that shit and got a new card, and maybe I find my wallet eventually, maybe I don't. Doesn't matter, life is gonna go on. I got past that. Shiva says, sup, guys. Didn't realize it was Monday until I saw you were live. Shiva, appreciate you coming through, buddy. Always appreciate the support. Yeah, dude, they F you with the airlines. So, last time I flew on the airlines was like, I don't know, 1993, some shit like that. I was flying back from Provo, Utah. Well, the airport's in Salt Lake City, but I lived in Provo, Utah at the time. So I haven't flown, although during COVID, my buddy was flying all over the place, and I checked the prices, and you could get like pretty much anywhere for under like $100, dude. For like $89, you could go for Vegas, and then you could like get these package deals, where you got like food and just weird shit. Like, dude, and it was super cheap. I know. We were actually going to tell you about that. So check this out. So there's been a lot of electronic like craziness going on. Like I did a whole interview with Roger from over at Mud Fossil University. My audio corrupted, so I got his audio, and then when I tried uploading it, I was able to get the first segment up, and then when I went to the other thing, it tells me, hey, there's no audio in this. Do you still want to do it? So that's why when I mentioned earlier about me and Snoop talking about being gremlins and shit on the electronic side in the back, this is exactly what we're talking about, dude. There's like left or right, there's these little weird fucking things going on. So, what's
dude,
up,
thank
Snoop?
you, thank you, Ted, for stepping in off the cameras behind the scenes, and hopefully it's keeping this fucking stream afloat. I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. It's a little frustrating, but I was telling you about my experience booking this flight.
Right.
And these fuckers were trying to hit me with like the price was going to be double. I was going to have this fucking crazy extended layover, which I was willing to do that. But once they hit me with the price increase, I was like, fuck that. There's other better deals out there that I've seen already. Cancel it. And they're like, oh, well, we can't cancel it. It's still going to cost you like over $300. And so, like, while I got them on the phone, I'm like, fuck you, it is. And I transferred all the fucking money out of that account. Like, you're not going to fucking attempt to steal it from me. Fuck you, guy. So,
Dude.
luckily, I caught them before they tried to steal money from me. And, it just makes it a little bit more inconvenient for me to book this. It just take another day or so, but no big deal. No big deal.
Dude,
Fuck you.
corporations
Okay?
are devious the way they come for your money, aren't they? Like, and then they
Oh
make it so
man.
burdensome to get it back. If you and I did that to somebody, we'd be like cuffed for theft, right? But like they can do it, and just by nature, they're like, oh, it's something you got to dispute with the airlines.
Oh yeah, and they make it difficult. Like I was actually. It's funny because I'm actually fighting another charge that I attempted to cancel right after I made it. Like I made a purchase and then I was like, oh no, fuck that, I don't want it. And like immediately within 15 minutes, I'm calling the company trying to get a hold of them to cancel my order. I've called them. This is the first I've called them every day for 12 days in a row now. They've not responded to a phone call. I can see that they sent the package out, and I can track it. It's on its way, But it's just like, fuck you guys. I've been trying to cancel this for 12 fucking
You gotta
days.
send this shit back and go through the fucking refund
Yeah,
process
and
and all that
yeah,
shit.
these technologies, like shopping from home and stuff, is nice, but man, it does have its fucking drawbacks at times.
Yeah, it disconnects people and makes customer service shit, which I think is really the point, right? Which is why everybody wants to, when you're trying to talk to a person on the phone, they're like, you could just talk to our bot online at www dot whatever whatever, just so the bot can tell you no.
Dude, the worst is the company formerly known as Twitter. You know, they're the worst with the customer service. You can't talk to anybody there. I've had money come up missing from subscription fees and stuff. No response when I was demonetized. No replies from them. Like, I mean, that's terrible. And I pay for this customer service. That's what
Right.
chaps my ass. I pay for
And
it.
and you know what's interesting about that is they say that the customer service is for like plus uh like features, not the account, right? So they'll very blatantly like just swim you around in fucking circles, or the biggest thing they do is when they give you that help section shit, and then you go to click something, but it links you to fucking some, so you end up in like this loop with no new information. You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever been in that fucking
Oh yeah.
circular link thing? You're just like, dude, that's not what.
It happens damn near every time. Dude, let me check out some of these comments up here. We got
Yeah,
Shiva's in the house. Sup, guys? Didn't realize it was Monday until I saw you were live. Awesome, dude. That's good. You saw us that we're live, so the message is getting out there. So thank you, Elon Musk.
right.
or are you watching on? No, he's on X. All right. Let me see. Ted Theodorable. There you are again. Ted Theodorable. Logan. The FU with the airlines. Yes. Fuck
They
them.
do F you with the airlines.
Creme de la creme. Shiva, and then gone for dramatic effect. No, it was not for dramatic effect. It was to piss me off. The fucking electronic gods are fucking mad at me or something. I don't know. Stupid duper cliffhanger. You
The
better
exact
be
same thing that
there.
was happening backstage.
It was nice for a couple years, like 2012 to 2019, and then boom, it's been shit ever since. No, it's been shit since 1980. Not to dox myself, but that's when I was born. So, oh boy, let's dude. As much as I
Well,
fucking hate,
speaking of being born,
yeah,
let's play a word association game.
okay.
I say born. What's it make you think of?
The movie, The Born Identity.
I was thinking death.
Okay. Is that the last of the words, or are you gonna fire another one
Yeah,
at me?
no. That's where I'm going. 'Cause I thought you were going somewhere else, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that is a good segue. Let's get into some deaths. I was gonna say, like, as much as I fucking hate talking about politics, we're gonna have us a good old fashioned politic talk here. Uh, the senators from the states of South Carolina and Kentucky are not doing so well right now. Um, Lindsey Graham has passed away.
Yep.
I'm sure
He
you
also
heard
died.
about that. Yeah, that's true. How do you feel about that, guy?
You know what? I say good riddance to bad rubbish. That's what I say, dude. You know what? I don't think, you have to kiss somebody's ass just because they're dead. So I will say personally, I was not a fan of Lindsey Graham. I think Lindsey Graham uh, sent a lot of our men and women out to die
Yes,
needlessly for things that he selfishly had to gain. I think the war in Ukraine was him, Amy Globochov's, and fucking John McCain's little pet project, right? Like they all were trash people. So like to see that he's gone is like, yeah, but now they're gonna put his fucking sister in to replace him. So like, is anything really changing? I mean, at least we won't have his little fucking fairy face, and he's a weasel, dude. Like if you go
yes.
look on the montages, he's for this, he's against this, he's for this, he's against this. But nothing for us. He was Israel's greatest friend, so I'm sure they'll mourn him.
Well, I want to get into the official, not necessarily the statement, because I don't care what the statement says, because I just know that it's lies to begin with. But I do want to talk about the pictures as I continually push the wrong button over here. Here we go. So these photos were released today, and these are the official photos from Mitch McConnell's team, if you will. Does anything particular in that photo stand out to you, Templar?
Um, yeah, like he's not wearing a hospital gown, and she's got that big ass lump over her head, and those are the main.
Right. Like he's wearing jeans, for crying out loud. Like they don't
Right.
allow you to wear jeans in a hospital setting like that. I got to imagine that, with as bad as they say he's been, he'd be connected to a few more needles and a few
Right.
more IVs or whatever.
And
It just
that's a really good point. What you just said right there is it's understandable. Like somebody could make the argument, oh, they knew they were going to make a picture of him, so they took him out of the robe and they got him sitting up there in clothes. Okay, if let's say that's the case, okay, fine. But to your credit, where's the IVs? Because he still needs that medical treatment. He's not just good for the fucking picture, right? Like,
right.
I mean, there's still a lot that should be going on, but we're not seeing that. So just wanted to.
You know
Yeah.
what I wonder is like isn't like that some violation of the Hippocratic Oath or something, because that's jeopardizing his situation. Let's just assume that the doctor said, okay, we'll unhook the IV so you can have your little photo shoot here to put out and whatnot. Wouldn't that be against
Yeah.
some?
Yeah. I mean, they would have to sign some shit, and I don't even know if it's that really all possible. But what I will also tell you is if he's married to her, they don't make you take the wedding ring off, right? You're not taking the ring off unless you're going into an MRI machine and then you're putting it back on. Right? So where the fuck is his jewelry and his metal? Because that's the stuff that you get to keep on. You don't get to keep on your clothes. So,
Yeah.
like, to me, that's really odd. I know that Ling Ling over there, like, jumped the boat and, like, swam to China. And then they started, like, doing some fucking floor shit for Mitch or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows, dude? When you look on that picture I was showing you before the thing, like, if you go to any
Yep.
edge of Mitch McConnell,
Right. I'm
uh-oh.
just I'm pulling that up in another photo here. What?
Yeah, no
What?
problem. I think on my side it froze for me, not you. But my camera froze, but I think I can still talk, which is fine.
Okay. Hold on, my screen share didn't change properly. Yeah, you're still frozen, so we'll just continue on here. And in the meantime, I'm going to try to pull up this photo. These are the joys of live podcasting. You know, it happens. What are you going to do?
I
Are
feel
you back,
targeted.
Templar? I hear your audio now.
Hold on, I feel targeted.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I feel targeted as well. Um, Let me see. Ted says, zoom in on the newspaper. I actually have it queued up backstage, ready to go. So, spoiler alert. That's what we're about to do. Cram says, a Disney princess got his wings. Then he says, the perfectly placed newspaper. Ted, this picture was put out years ago. Oh, wow. I'd like to
Is
know
that
more
true?
about that. Yeah, I want to know more about that. But so we're talking about this here newspaper, and I've got it
Right.
queued up so I can zoom in right here. Let's just get to the big first circle here. What the fuck is that? I mean, this
Right.
is a newspaper printing company that's been around a long time. I get that sometimes printers have problems and ink comes out not always as it's supposed to, but that's a pretty big mess up there, right? And
Yeah.
that's not the only one. You know, there's multiple on here. And the other thing that I would like to point out, and I'm a sports fan, not all of our fans are sports fans, but the Steelers are the football team out of Pittsburgh, and this is a baseball helmet on this person right here,
That
and
is a very I fucking holy shit, bro.
and so even in the headline they said Steelers rookie. So like it's not like it's baseball season right now. Football is out of season,
Do
and
me a favor.
so yeah.
Zoom in over by where it says the Steelers on his helmet.
On his helmet, okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, just see if we can get that better in. Like, does it say the
Oh
word or?
fuck.
Oh, that sucks.
Fuck.
Okay, it doesn't let you move it
Yeah.
around. Sorry.
No, it's just no.
I was gonna say like, was it artifacting where it like showed it and then it kind of like the way because the pictures just try to represent to make it look like something. That's why they get sloppy and it's so easy to detect. Because they're like, well, that looks like it close enough.
Yeah, no, it was just my screen share that fucked up. Hold on a second as I pull up the picture again. All right,
I
it's gonna
also
take me a
noticed.
second. Yeah,
Yeah, that's all right.
go ahead.
When you check out the outline of Mitch McConnell's actual body, and then when you go inside, so like inside where his arm is, you can kind of see the black chair behind him, and you can see that there's a bunch of like cut and paste artifacting, as if they removed a certain part of that image and then emplaced it. See, like on the outside of his body, like on the outside of his shirt, closest to like where it's going to
Yeah,
connect with the wall.
like right,
Yeah,
like right
zoom in
here.
a little bit more. Yeah, and you'll see that there's actually a whole layer. And as you go up, it gets worse, right? Or down, it gets worse. And it's all along the side. And then even on the inside of the newspaper against the wall. So it's like if that is AI, it's almost like they cropped and pasted that AI picture into maybe the real hospital background. I don't know what the fuck they did, but they clearly cut it out somewhere and reapplied it onto a new image.
Snoop, check out the image I sent you in WhatsApp.
Okay.
Sorry, I had like 10 extra minutes. Sorry to crash your party here. I just jumped in for a
Oh
second.
no, no.
Buddy?
Welcome to the party. We were just showing the photo here. I'll let you guys talk while I pull that up.
Yeah, dude.
What up, Templar? I love your library. You have many leather-bound books. It smells
Thank
of
you.
rich mahogany in there. I'm sure.
You guys know why they're playing the game of hide the Mitch, right?
No, I don't.
So,
I haven't been
okay,
able to
so
keep
check
up.
this out. They just spent like $32 million plus unseating Thomas Massey in Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Yeah.
So they have till pretty much the end of August, or they have to go to August for Mitch to then
August
die.
2nd?
Yeah, so that way there's not a new election. Otherwise, they spent all that fucking money for nothing. So they got to play hide the Mitch until August 2nd.
Why
so that they
aren't
can
we
beat
demanding proof of life? Because this ain't
because
gonna
people
cut
are
it.
idiots.
Motherfucker, man.
Ain't that crazy?
I
Good
hate
shit,
you
Cram.
guys. I hate you guys. I'm trying to get home, take my shower and shit, and I hear you guys talking about this, and I'm like, I gotta jump in and show them.
Okay, so this is the same photo that I was just showing. Is this the one you want me to pull up?
Well, look at the post. There's 2 photos in it. There should be. That's
Yeah,
what I
no, there's
sent
there's
you.
2 posts, yeah, but it's the same one that I was doing. So it
No,
this
the
is
one
second
next to
photo.
it.
Hold on. Yeah.
The one next to it. That one.
Yeah.
Oh, you pulled that up?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I did it
Is
first.
this the original, and then that's why they imposed
Wow.
this?
So I've heard
Nick,
2
on
different
this?
people say this was posted in 2023, I believe.
Is that when he glitched out in front of fucking
Yeah, yes.
everybody?
Wow.
Yeah, I believe they said that's when this was posted. And
Can you zoom in on his edge, just so we know? Remember, like I
can't,
showed you?
I can't unless I download the photo. I can't for whatever
Okay,
reason
don't
the
worry about
browser
it. Don't worry
won't
about
do it.
I'll look at it later. That's fine. Sorry.
But yeah, so I saw someone else post also showing, this was from 2023, and them trying to get Grok to admit it, and he wouldn't fucking admit it, and then finally did.
Wow. Well, we all know that AI will always eventually agree with you.
Yeah.
No matter you just keep telling it whatever.
That
But-
would make sense too, and all they had to really do is just adjust that portion of the image, which fucks up the side on the thing. That would make a lot of sense,
But
dude.
what are
because why
they
would
doing
Photoshop-
here? What are they doing here? They can't believe we're this dumb. They can't. They know we're going to find out. That means they want us to find out. Or they're really that fucking cocky? Can they possibly really be that cocky, dude?
Yeah, because
Like,
really,
they'll eat
until
up
it's,
whatever
and,
fucking
until it's
goy
proven,
slop
it's
they
just
give
a
'em.
conspiracy theory.
Oh, they probably get
Yeah.
off on that. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
look, they know.
Look at these
They
guys.
fucking
They-
know, and they're not going to do anything about it, but they fucking know. Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, well that's what
I
like
Plausible deniability.
I mean, my friend Jason used to say this to me fucking 20 years ago. They fucking throw it in our face and they don't care. And this was 20 plus years ago. And now it's so bad. Like everyone can see the photoshops, like we were just talking about in the other photo before this one, and like the Obama birth certificate, like there was so many clear Photoshop marks on that. Like they don't give a fuck. Like they're like,
Right.
just like space. Just
Or
like
9/11.
space.
Yep. All of it. Yeah.
oh, it's madness. It's madness, I tell you.
Absolutely absurd. Absurd. Okay, I just
Oh,
popped
man.
in for that. I gotta take a shower and shit. Love
Well,
you guys.
thanks for gracing us with
Yeah,
your
yeah,
presence,
thanks.
boss
Yeah,
man.
Dropping in.
Boss, massive
Boss,
got me
man.
working.
Hey, restroom break, boss.
Yeah, you could go real quick. All right, man. Love
Yeah,
you guys.
but hey, a
Peace.
gun at the Capitol today, which I find odd, right? Like the Second Amendment is the Second Amendment, so you get freedom of speech, then you got the right to bear arms, and then you send these people to represent you to Washington D.C., and they're all like, "Yeah, fuck that, dude. You can't have no guns. That's a thing." You know what I mean? Like, how can you not utilize one of your rights inside the Capitol building, right? And, I mean, the place is fucking, it's all decked out in surveillance. They got fucking police and guards everywhere. So if you whipped out your fucking gun trying to do something, you're pretty much done.
Dude,
But
I
you
have
would think the one place that you should be able to express that right of not like pulling it out and waving it or no shit, but having it on you why wouldn't you have that there? Like that's the people's house.
right? You should be allowed to carry it out there. Speaking of whooping out guns, I got a funny video I want to share for the people. This episode's been stressful because of the freaking stupid glitches we've had so far. So let's lighten it up with a little bit of humor here. So check this out. Whooping out the guns.
Dude.
We'll let it play through again after it's over.
Yeah. That is crazy.
That part.
Тачка, чё? Тачка, тачка.
That's crazy, right?
Right?
Some of the militaries we're gonna have to fight.
Probably.
I heard somebody like analyze it, or I watched somebody analyze it in the comment section somewhere. And it was like,
Okay.
the reason that happened is because as it was going, you didn't pivot right. So I guess there's like a whole way, like there's footwork you're supposed to do with one of those things on how you hold it. I don't know. I never shot one of those fucking things, but I didn't know it could like launch you, bro. Like it looked like it was what is that? What's the name at the park? That little fucking merry-go-round.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've never shot one of those either. But I know, from shooting shotguns, the impact that it will have, on you. So I can imagine that type of caliber. Like it could swing a lightweight man, I imagine.
Dude, even after it slung him over the thing, it was still going. Dude was trying to like stop it a couple times.
Yeah,
that's worse, man. What is that, like a 50 caliber, you think?
I have
or is
no
that
clue.
something bigger?
I'm not really a gun guy. I don't know shit about guns. I barely know how to produce podcasts. Dude, so like there's a whole Q connection with the passing of Senator Lindsey Graham. And this one is kind of it gets my attention a little bit. I don't. Where do you lie as far as Q? Like, what? I don't know if we've talked about it or not. I can't remember.
So personally, I think Q was used to like keep people sitting on their hands, right? Like kind of like during the Bolshevik Revolution and shit. Help is on the way. Trust the plan. It's okay. Trust the plan. We all know this. So it's somewhere between that and like super big psyop. And since that started off on 4chan, right, where Jeffrey Epstein was in charge or started off our poll and all that, I'm super skeptical on anything that's related with Q, because I think I don't know.
So yeah, I think I'm kind of in the same boat with you. This is fascinating. This Q proof right here. And I'll play a little bit of this video. I don't know if I'll play it all the way through, but let's watch just a little bit of it, and we'll see. Like after he makes 2 Q references here in the beginning, and then it gets into some other stuff. So maybe we'll stop it after that. But let's check this out real quick.
All right, let's see what this is.
When he got angry, like he did in the case of Brett Kavanaugh, it was so impactful. I think it saved the.
So let me pause it real quick and tell the people what's on the screen here. It says this is a Q post from December 11th, 2018, post 2,583 from Q. And it says, think Graham Cav exchange. And it posts a link to an article. I don't have the article. I can't click on it because it's in the video. But so check out, listen to what Donald Trump is saying. But he's referencing the Brett Kavanaugh exchange with Lindsey Graham.
The case of Brett Kavanaugh was so impactful. I think it saved the Brett becoming a justice. It was just a moment in time that the Democrats got so sick and so angry and so crazy, and they were going to do something very bad. And Lindsey went on his tirade, and it was much more than a tirade, but I think it was one of the great 10 moments of Congress, if you want to know the truth. I said that was one of the 10 greatest moments in Congress. And I think you wouldn't find 10 other cases where somebody did what he was able to do there. And he saved Brett from, a very, very unfair decision, or they would have turned a man down who was so qualified and such a good man. So, and I do think it was one of the top 10 in Congress. Like you have the top 10 in sports. This was the top 10 in politics. And but he was just a good man. And, he called me.
Talk about the law in war. Is there a body of law called the law of armed conflict?
There is such a body, Senator.
Is there a body of law that's called basic criminal law?
Yes, Senator.
Are there differences between those two bodies of law?
Yes, Senator.
From an American citizen's point of view, do your constitutional rights follow you? If you're in Paris, does the Fourth Amendment protect you as an American from your own government?
From your own government, yes.
Okay. So if you're in Afghanistan, do your constitutional rights protect you against your own government?
If you're an American in Afghanistan, you have constitutional rights as against the U.S. government.
Is there a long-standing...
That's long settled law.
Isn't there also a long-settled law that it goes back to the Eisentrager case? I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Johnson versus Eisentrager.
Right. That American
using the
citizens who
hard R.
collaborate with the enemy have considered enemy combatants.
Hold on. I got a
they
question.
can
How
be.
did he know what case he was referencing before he even referenced the case? How?
Because it's
How would
all
he-
scripted,
I
fake,
guess-
and gay. Like,
They
if
had to have
anything,
this, it had to be scripted. They had to know what they were going to talk about because fucking. All right, sorry. You keep going. What?
yeah, no, let's talk about it. Because I said we don't even have to watch this whole video. There's a minute left. Fuck it, let's watch the whole
watch
video.
it because they already got like these little smirks going on between them, right? So it's like Graham is feeding him questions, and Kavanaugh is giving the right answers. So like, there's a little "you scratch my back, I'm scratching your" kind of shit going on here. Like,
Right,
look at the little smirks and shit, dude.
Like they're two actors playing out a role almost.
Can be. They're sometimes criminally prosecuted, sometimes treated in the military.
Well, let's talk about can be. I think
under Supreme Court precedent.
Right. There's a Supreme Court decision that said that American citizens who collaborated with Nazi saboteurs were tried by the military. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I think a couple of them were executed.
Yeah.
So if anybody doubts, there's a long-standing history in this country that your constitutional rights follow you wherever you go, but you don't have a constitutional right to turn on your own government and collaborate with the enemy of the nation. You'll be treated differently. What's the name of the case, if you can recall, that reaffirmed the concept that you could hold one of our own as an enemy combatant if they were engaged in terrorist activities in Afghanistan? Are you familiar with that case?
Yeah, Hamdi.
Okay. So the bottom line is, I want every American citizen to know you have constitutional rights, but you do not have a constitutional right to collaborate with the enemy. There's a body of law well-developed long before 9/11 that understood the difference between basic criminal law and the law of armed conflict. Do you understand those differences?
I do understand that they're different bodies of law, of course, Senator.
Okay.
Dude, that's kind of scary. They just kind of threaded the layout of, you get that you have constitutional rights in criminal law, but when it comes to armed conflict law, yeah, at that point, we can basically do what the fuck we wanted, right? You know that, Mr. Supreme Court nomination person, right? Like, you agree with that? Yes, Senator. Okay, good. So, like, the fix is in.
Right? And what's crazy is how they've passed, over the years, all these executive orders and the NDAA Act that they pass all the time. They're just, they cover every base through these things. It's wild,
Yeah. Yeah, because they just wait either for an event to happen where they can like release the legislation that they already have, or they create it, right? So fucking one way or another, we're getting screwed because they're an organized minority, and that is always going to outperform an unorganized majority.
So I think, we can all agree that, Lindsey Graham being gone is better for, we the people, the American people, no matter what side of the fence you're on, it's better for the people. But like what with Mitch McConnell, are they dragging it out till what is it, August 4th or something? Like there's a
Yeah.
key date with
Yeah,
August
so
4th.
that way they don't trigger the election again. Because they just unseated Thomas Massey. They spent like $32+ million to get Massey out. Massey got primaried. Now, if Mitch is out of the thing, Massey can now run for that seat. However, if they get to August 2nd and after that, then it's just kind of like what's going on, where they get to the governor gets to declare a replacement, right? Like, okay, you're going to fill this seat for the remainder of the term.
Okay, so then, but then in August, at the beginning of August, there's an election then, and Thomas Massey can.
If we can prove that Mitch McConnell is dead before August 2nd, okay? So they have to be able to lose their charade by August 2nd. Because at August 2nd, if he dies on August 2nd or after, right, then there's no election because, he's already been in his term technically long enough, right? Like, so it passes on. So now they get to dictate, so they get to keep the control. But before August 2nd up to August 1st, if he's dead, then you actually have to hold a special election.
It's really crazy that since he's been in the hospital, his Chinese spy wife went to China.
Yep.
And then came back, and she's redoing the floors in their house. Mm-hmm. Is she getting ready to sell the place, or is she covering something else up? Maybe
some of that too. Yep. Listening like devices and shit, surveillance.
What is going on?
Yeah, I'm sure that home, just like Lindsey Graham, right? You got the FBI all around his house and shit like that. I don't know if you guys remember, but like fucking Joe Biden and all these guys were going after Trump about the fucking top secret documents and shit. And then you find out like all these people have plenty of them inside their fucking houses and garages and shit like that. I'm willing to bet that the exact same thing's going to be here. Like Lindsey probably has a shitload of shit that has to do with the Ukraine war and some other things in his home because he's so, deep up into that money laundering operation. And God knows what fucking Mitch has. And they probably listen to a lot of Mitch's shit. Plus, his wife had his hand up his ass most of the time. So, what do you want to say today, Mitch? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. How crazy is it that, Lindsey Graham is at that drone factory and then it is blown up? Like, what is, like, what, okay, so also, like, I don't know if this ties in with that or not, but, like, there was photos out of Iran that were calling for the assassination of Graham and whatnot, and then, boom, all of a sudden, like, this drone factory that he's visiting in Ukraine, and there's pictures, official pictures that came out of it, I guess, and then the very next day after he leaves, it's blown up by Russia. Right. And then the very next day, he's pronounced dead.
Yeah. And I'm willing to bet that it's very possible, right? Because fucking Lindsey Graham, who's supposed to be over here, is all over there in that shit, right? Like, and that's Putin's fucking domain and fucking their little Netflix boy, fucking Zelensky, who they now have as a fucking dictator, right? While they're telling you they're trying to free the people of Cuba from a dictator, they got a fucking Netflix fucking actor who played a president, inserted him, and now he's a fucking dictator, right? So he's over there, and they're just fucking with Russia, and I could see Russia being like, all right, dude, you know what? Fuck this guy. I mean, we're already been going to war with boom, you know? And then the US is like, okay, well, he had a heart attack at home. You know what I mean? No fuss, no muss. Because otherwise, some people are going to get stupid and be like, we got to attack Russia back. Okay.
I think I have some photos of Lindsey Graham from them removing him from the house. Hang on, I'm looking for him. Okay, yeah, here.
Yeah, with those paramedics or whatever, it's like the camera's taken back from his house, like somebody's in his fucking door taking
like
the picture, right?
Yeah, like there's not a clear shot. There's no way to like identify him. You know what I mean? Like these are the exclusive photos.
Remember what happened with Epstein? Well, the allegation was same thing with Michael. Is that they basically have like a dummy, so that way people would see that, but you can't verify it's them, and then that way, you know, it presents as real for perception. I know they did it with Michael Jackson, and then somebody alleged that they did it for Epstein.
Did you ever see the alleged ghost videos of supposedly from Neverland Ranch and a ghost of Michael Jackson walking by through the hallway? Did you ever see that? Dude, it came out like not too long after his death.
Okay.
But so, you know what shit. That's what dude, when did he die? 2006? Was that 07?
Yeah, something
maybe?
like that.
So
I think
20 years. 20 that's crazy to think, huh? Michael Jackson's been dead 20 fucking years.
Was it that long?
Yep.
I feel like it was after 2012, wasn't it?
No, and you know how I know? You know how I know is because a photo came up in my memories on another platform, and I was out with this girl the night that he died, and I strictly remember that night, and it was from 2009. So 17 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was a server when he died. I remember when the news came on TV and shit. Damn, Michael's dead? Damn.
Yeah, I remember we were out at a club and we were dancing like MJ the night he died. Oh, wild. Let me see
you know our boy Rabbi Shmuley was one of the last people to see Michael before he passed away.
I don't really know much about who that dude is.
Well, for those who know,
I've heard his name a bunch of times.
Yeah. Currently, he owns like a dildo store thing with his daughter and all kinds of depraved shit like that.
What? Who is he? What does he do?
So he used to be one of the people that was tied to Michael Jackson, had a little bit of stuff in the industry. Now he's basically like a grifter who is like a professional fucking victim everywhere all the time, and he's super annoying, right? And he just fucking crashes out, and he's like, "Oh, you don't like me because," and like that's not even it. Nobody likes you because you're fucking you. Like you are just.
Dude, there was a lot of weirdos connected to Michael Jackson, but that's just, you know, when you're that high up in the industry, like we've talked about it on previous episodes, like The Machine, you know, like he was on that top level plateau. Like when you hit diamond status, you know, you're like on another level. And so he's surrounded by weirdos all the time, no matter what, even if he tries to escape weirdism, is that a word? But he, you know, there's no way for him to avoid it. I remember living in Vegas. We used to see his dad grocery shopping once a week. He would always be at Albertsons shopping, like at the same time every week. Like you could set your clock to it almost.
Right. So he was like on a rigid schedule, huh? He was like a ritual, essentially.
Yeah. Like some people that I was involved in, like some different businesses with, like they knew Barry Gordy, who also lived out there, and he's tied, you know, to the Jacksons.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ugh,
that's crazy.
creepy shit. Yeah.
And they got all his fucking money. They got his fucking. They got the broke ass brothers to sell the fucking rights to the catalog. You know what I mean? Like, just all the shit that Michael went out and did business wise got unfucking done.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what happens, with because it's $1 billion corporation that he represents. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of like Michael Jordan. He's a whole fucking brand deal, and he's worth billions and billions of dollars. There's people that buy shoes just because they are Michael Jordan's shoes. There's people that buy Jordan clothing. Dude, I remember in high school, I used to have Michael Jordan cologne, dude. That's how gay I was.
Yeah, wasn't it called number 23 or some shit like that?
Yeah. I think it was something like that. Yeah. But I worked at Champs, and so we used to sell it. So, so I definitely had to get me some,
Right. Yeah. That was the shit back then.
Yeah, well, it's still out there too. Like I seen, they still make it, I guess. I don't know if it's the exact same as it was back then, but like there's like a new version of it or something.
Isn't that the one? Didn't they say like it had like part of the fucking ingredients in it was like grass or some dumb shit?
Grass?
Yeah, like grass, not weed, but like grass.
I don't know why you had to make the clarification, Templar. I don't like what you're inferring right now. But no, I never heard that.
I don't know if there's any merit to that, but that's what I had heard like long ago, And this was
what conspiracy pipeline was that from?
No, people would talk about how you could even like, how it even like kind of smelled like it in the thing. I don't know. I remember hearing something about it, and maybe it wasn't that one, but I thought it was Michael Jordan's number 23 that had like a thing where something related with just grass.
I don't know, but have you ever smelled patchouli oil?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, you would know if you did. It's the most horrendous scent you could ever smell. And shout out to La Poopy because she wears it. But I mean, it's like will bleed your nostrils. Like it's so bad. The second singer of the band Motley Crue, John Corabi, he stunk up my car for like 2 weeks one time. I picked him up at his hotel and we went to a Black Crowes concert together. And him and his girlfriend were both wearing it. And I swear to God, I could not get the scent out no matter what I did. It was almost like that episode of Seinfeld, like where there's that scent. Like, and it's haunted me ever since. Like, I hate the smell.
Did you hang one of those? What do they call them? The odor things from the fucking rearview mirror?
like the pine tree things.
Yeah.
No. I think I had it fucking like steam cleaned and rolled with the windows down for 2 weeks, which is hard to do in the desert when it's 107.
Right? That's crazy.
Oh man.
So that good, huh? So. Not something I definitely want to go and interact with.
No, but dude, you know what? I want to fucking let's talk about one more aspect of this Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Or no, actually, I guess it doesn't really have to do with Lindsey Graham, but it's more of a Benjamin Netanyahu and Lindsey Graham. There's a lot of connections between him and AIPAC and the other country. But this is Benjamin Netanyahu. Wants to combine the Pentagon and the Israeli military and force it upon Americans. Let's watch this video and then we'll talk about it some more because this is frightening to me.
Yeah, same, dude.
Prime Minister, will that drawing down of foreign aid from the United States to Israel be compensated by the proposal to have a merging of some sort between our Pentagon and your military?
Yeah, I'm calling it from aid to partnership. So we take away the money that is given to Israel, which is one part. But the other part is we co-invest in equal measures in the new technologies that are needed to give our military and your military the advantage. So there are some unbelievable projects. So we invest jointly and take the fruits equally. You move from aid to partnership, and I think that represents what Israel is. And remember, the other thing is that we share with America unbelievable intelligence to save American life. General Keegan has said that when he was working in American intelligence, what Israel was giving the United States was worth, he said, 5 CIAs. I'm not trying to be mathematically exact, but Israel's contributions to America's defense are important. Our technology is incredible. And since yours is incredible too, and you're the great champion of liberty and free markets, I think the meshing of our two great countries of talent would strengthen America's position, competitive position, both in the economic marketplace and in the military battlefield in many important ways. So that's the idea. The idea is to take away aid, one-sided aid, and move it into, bilateral investments for common benefit.
It certainly
bullshit. Bilateral investment, my ass. One-sided aid is now turning into conquering your sovereignty. You go ahead, dude. Start off, because this is going to take me a while to just fucking roast
Go right ahead. Say what you want. Go for it. Go ahead.
Okay, listen, man. I'm not being hyperbolic to anybody, okay? Like, I want to be really the most realist I can be, because this, to me, is a real issue. And I find this very problematic. I think that we lose our sovereignty if we connect our military with Israel's military, and if we connect our intelligence to Israel's intelligence. I think the United States will turn into Gaza, right? Because people who complain or whatever, if there's any issue, they will squash with dissent. And I believe we've seen what happened in Palestine and around the world, right? Like, they don't give a fuck, dude. They'll bomb your school. They'll bomb your fucking house. Like, there will be nowhere to run, right? That surveillance system, they will be tapped into and they will come for you. And I'm not, again, not being hyperbolic. I swear to God, there has to be something to stop this. If it happens, I mean, just know you're just kind of fucked and you're just on borrowed time to wait around, because that's, dude, no, dude. I'm a big no. It scares the shit out of me. No, just say what you got, my dude.
I don't think you're hyperbolic at all. I think you're absolutely hit the nail on the head. I'm of the opinion that it's going to be terrible every time you agree to align your military with another country's military in general, not just military. Correct. I'm talking on any level. I mean, correct. That's like what divides us as countries and separates us as countries, but that's what it's supposed to be. Otherwise we're fucking a one world government, so we're not supposed to, we're not supposed to do this. And, it's a funny thing because they're such a young country to begin with, like, right.
And so small.
Right. And it just seems like, they have more to gain with us aligning to that deal. So it seems like they are trying to sell, and they have a jaded past. We've talked about it on previous live streams before, where we brought up the Israeli hit list or whatever. Like, I mean, I don't remember how many pages, but it was incredible how many pages it was. I want to say it was like 27 pages. So however many names you could fit on 27 pages, like they're behind, assassinations or whatnot. And then, all this, there's a lot of division around the world, and it seems like they're at the front of it. It seems like we're at the front of a lot of it as well. I'm not calling either of us out specifically, but, that just, we don't need that.
No, I agree with you, dude. And I'm worried more about the implementation, right? Because, like, people in Israel don't want to fucking go off and fight wars. They're already having a problem with that right now, even while they're picking shit going off with Lebanon and whatnot. Okay? All that means is that Americans' children's and grandchildren's are going to be sent out into the meat grinder. That's what that means. Like, they're going to take control of that shit, and it's your kids that are going to fucking go out there and die, right? And this will happen over a number of years, right? The good news is, if you got a kid at home and they're just around the age of 15, 16, don't worry. They'll be growing right into the age of fucking grinder just by the time everything's popping off. You know what I mean? Like, this is shit to worry about. Whether you got brothers, sisters, do they have kids? Do you... I mean, it doesn't go good, dude. It doesn't go good. And why would it? Because if you're in charge of your military and it's made up of your people, you give them consideration, right? Because those are your people, right? If you're using somebody else's people, that's also why we don't let foreigners into our military, right? Because there's no foundation to the roots. There's no connection to the country. Right? So not only is it ripe for abuse and treason and everything else, but yet this is something being considered, mind you, by the country that ended up paying millions upon millions to people under fucking AIPAC and shit with the whole, well, I mean, it's just AIPAC, that's nothing. And then look where that influence has gotten people, right? Like, look how bad it gets. Anybody who talks shit, you even got, like the likes of fucking Sean Strickland and shit, right? It looks like everybody goes to kiss the fucking wall because they understand that the writing is on the wall, and that's why they're going to kiss it, because they know, okay? So you have one of two choices. You get to either be yourself and be real and understand that there's a very high probability that you're going to get locked the fuck up for that, right? Or you can just, like, bend the knee and just be like, yep, that's totally good, and I like that, right? And then what they'll count on are the extreme sides of the people that'll physically fight back, so that way they can be like, basically like, nope, Hezbollah was under that school and hospital, like fucking, they were hiding and shielding themselves, with the innocent, but we had to take them out because, dude, they won't give a fuck, dude. At all, and it'll be on American soil. And we already have an economy that's, going nowhere. And also ask yourself, why the fuck would they start sending all these immigrants and shit here too? You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like if you want to depopulize a certain area, so you start putting them there, and then you create conflict, and that way you can kill all those people, and then you've also, like, cleared a lot of room in the news spot, right? Like, that's the kind of vibe I'm picking up on all of this, because that's what the Greater Israel Project really turns out to be. I don't know if you guys ever read much of the work, but fucking, it's not the best future that they have for us, even when it comes down to lawyers, dude. If you've never, I don't want to get into some things, but just, there's things that you should look at.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you're right. Like, this is scary shit, because they seem to be behind all the bad stuff. Look at Hollywood alone. All the craziness around there.
Yep.
It's dude. So let's get into some fucking other news. We got we got some other shit here. Give me just a second while I pull up the vids here. But yeah, like, I don't know if this is a good time for American politics with, Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell no longer being here. I think that could really help the we the people. So we'll see what happens. But you said, like, like they control both sides. It's like they fucking seem to be able to manipulate it from every angle and control every candidate. And
do you know who Ro Khanna is?
The Ro Khanna. Is that right?
Ro Khanna?
Yeah. I know the name, but remind me who it is.
He's a Democrat, right? And
Okay.
Thomas Massey and he have worked together on quite a few pieces of legislation. He's a Democrat, but in some areas he's centrist. In other areas, I'll admit, he's kind of off on his own shit. But like he's willing to reach across the aisle, right? So he's not that bad, right? Fair enough. Anyways, so
Okay.
he just got done going on a visit down to Israel, and they were in the West Bank. They were over in the fucking occupation area, and fucking they get grabbed by settlers and shit. And then the IDF comes and they fucking kidnap them. So the fucking U.S. Embassy had to fucking work to get our fucking dude out, right? That's our closest ally. That's who, not to revert too far back, but that we're about to merge a fucking military with. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
that is the state of politics right now. You know what I mean? Like that our fucking senators can go over there and not even in a spot that's technically really even fucking Israel's. Right? But according to them, everything's the, dude, it's just, dude.
Do you want to move to Mauritius with me, Templar?
Yeah. Where's that
We'll
at?
go,
Let's go.
we'll go revive the dodo bird like they're trying to do over in
Let's do it.
Mauritius.
Let's do it.
It's on the east. It's an island off of the east coast of Africa, and
I'm in.
yeah, it actually
Right
looks
now,
pretty dope. But
I want to get as far away from humanity as possible, so when everything goes to shit, I can just be away, dude. Like I see what's coming. I don't want any part of it, dude. If I'm here, I'm gonna get thrown in the fucking gulag. You know what I mean? Like with everybody else. Local Walmart.
well, I hope we all end up together. Like that'd be fun
Right?
if we were all together.
It would be.
Hey, let's lighten the mood a little bit. I got a funny ass video I want to play for people, and then we got some other shit to talk about.
Let's go with
and
that.
So I'll pull it up in the background while we watch this funny. Check this out.
Baby cried his eyes were like mine.
Yeah.
It's way too cold.
How old do I look?
I'm so fragile and tired. Why would you do this to me? Oh my god.
Why would you do that? Oh god. Oh, it's ugly. Oh.
This is my face.
Yeah.
Already floofed out the beard.
Like Homer.
What? I don't like your face. We have to break up now. That's it. We're done. We're done. Why did you shave? Are you mad at me?
Oh, honey. You're just so handsome.
Thank you so much. The beard is coming off. I'm gonna look so good!
Who are you? Who you are?
Season of beard is over. Hello.
Ooh, put it down. Oh my god.
Dude, so pretty much women are jerks, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Like when they get into their makeup and their wigs, you're supposed to be, but baby, you look beautiful. Shave a
Right?
beard and they just don't know who you are anymore.
Messed up. But dude, you know what? I want to talk about something you sent to me. One of Raven's posts about the GATE program. I want you to tell me more about this because I've never heard of this until today. And I'll read. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go to his post, but go down to. So, are you able to click this? Is this real time? The screen that you're sharing?
Yeah. I was going to read his post and then I'll click on the pictures.
No. But you see the MK Ultra post down on the bottom? That's the actual post that interests me.
Oh, this one?
The one underneath the two pictures. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. MK Ultra found that some individuals showed more promising results when subjected to experimentation than others. The GATE program is a selection process that looks for those individuals. The mechanism that determines a candidate's viability is generational inequity. Is that the right? How do you say it? Inequity?
Inequity.
Inequity. Okay, so should I click on the
Yeah.
photos?
That's fine.
Okay. Add a point for everything that applies to you. Have had sleep paralysis, seen the Hat Man, demonic encounter, alien abduction encounter, UFO sighting, cryptid sighting, unexplained spiritual encounter, practiced Wiccan, occultism, New Age, parent or grandparent who practiced, parent or grandparent who was a Mason, history of psychedelic use, observed with conspiracy, interest in or capable of psychic ability, i.e., clairvoyance, remote viewing, astral projection, aura, what does that say? Detection, deflection, I can't see, etc. I have a tattoo of some historic symbol, substance abuse addiction, bad luck, Gnostic, or New Age beliefs. Let's see who can get 17 points. So they use that magic number 17. Here, I'll make that full screen so people can screenshot it or something if they want to check it out. But so tell me about this, Templar. You know some stuff about the GATE program?
Yeah, so I was in Gates as a kid, but like I said in the post over there, like I didn't remember anything weird about the program. You know what I mean? Like I remember like the hearing test. I remember the class. It basically seemed like a smart kids class kind of thing or a tutoring class kind of thing. I remember that when I was little that they did your IQ test and shit in that too. But I didn't know for sure or not because that was all when I still lived in Chicago, right? Like until I was like 8, I didn't move out into these suburbs, right? So that's where that was. But when I was like, it was either a junior. No. What is it? It's a junior and then a senior. It was either my 3rd or 4th year in high school. I had to retake I think it was my 3rd year in high school. They had me take another IQ test thing. So that's where like there's all different kinds of tests during the day. It's just you and like one lady and there's long ass thing. And then there's multiple things like, so one is like they got the little shapes and shit that they'll show you a picture that makes some weird shape or, formation. And then you have to use the pieces to make that.
Is it similar to the Rorschach or no?
No. It's like, I could show you what some of the pieces look like in my. If you give me a second, I actually have a couple here in the room that kind of represent what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see, because this is fascinating to me. Like I've never heard of this program, and those are some, weird things to have seen. I'm curious as to how many points most people would have. I wasn't adding them up for myself when we were reading the list, so I'll have to definitely read it again and see how many points I would give myself. But I think it's weird that they use the number 17 as their cutoff number.
So can you see this?
Yes. Here, let me make it full screen though. Hold on.
Sure. Now,
there you go.
Somebody on this particular thing, somebody put a background or whatever, right? But like the things that they would have you make in this thing would be like, you see how this makes one weird shape and all that?
Right.
It'd be a lot of things like this. And then you had a lot of pieces that were like this and all these little different types of shapes that you would then, off of just looking at this, have to be able to, figure out. So like that could be up that could be a triangle here, but then you need like a trapezoid, right? But then you can't go all the way here because you have this this space coming in. So you got to take account for that. So you got to kind of build it in your mind as you're going through it. Does that make sense?
Totally.
And so they had us do shit like that. There were like word association things and whatnot that you had. So like, remember how I said life, and then I was
Right,
gonna
right.
blah blah,
Death.
but like life,
Yeah.
death, blah blah blah. Or they could show you a picture and ask you like what the association is. What are you thinking of? Something like that, right? But I remember there was a lot of vocabulary stuff because when I took the vocabulary test for MEPS, do you know what MEPS is? Like when you're going to go into the Marines? Because I was going to go to the Marines at one point. I aced the vocabulary test for MEPS, but I had already done that kind of shit so many times from, like doing that thing. But that's what I remember it as, right? Like nobody ever did anything weird. I remember there was like a teacher and like we had different assignments, different work or whatever. That's what it was, It was like a whole different class, but that was it. And it wasn't even all day. That
Right,
was the
was
other
it-
thing. It wasn't like forever. It was like one class that I went there and then it wasn't always even like doing those, like it was just different things, it wasn't like it was social studies. It wasn't like it was anything like that. It was just all these different cool, like, I don't know, but a lot of that kind of shit, but not just test and problem solving, critical thinking. If such and such is at New York and he needs to get to California and he's traveling 95 miles an hour on the 405 and the other thing is going at, blah, 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 where they're going to intersect and, like that kind of stuff.
So
that's the whole thing.
what's the connection with this GATE program and MK Ultra?
So what Raven was talking about was that it looks like it could be a good ground. Like, okay, so like, let's say you were a part of a government program, right? And you needed to figure out what kind of people were susceptible to come into your program, right? Like, who's a good candidate for it? Well, it would make sense to start screening them as children, and then
Sure.
you can monitor them as they grow. And if gifted children, maybe they start showing other different types of talents, right? Or maybe you find that this is a good candidate who's open to like suggestion and shit like that, and then maybe they also don't have the same kind of like moral deterrence to like violence or something. So you're going to be able to find those people. So like assassins and shit like that, people who know how to shut the fuck up and do what they're told. You know what I mean? Like, you would be able to follow those people pretty much all throughout their school, and along the way you could pick off the leaders. You could keep your eyes on people that were important. And if they self-sabotaged or whatever, it's like, okay, I mean, technically you could intervene, but
How long has GATE been going on? Because I mean, that sounds like it sounds like they've had that going on forever. Because you think about like a candidate like Barack Obama. He was, I think, selected very early on, somewhere in his life, and put through some different things.
Well, I don't know a lot about Gates, the program, other than being in it, because I never saw it as a conspiracy thing. You know what I mean? Like, for me,
Yeah.
it was school. So it wasn't until like relatively recently, I hear, and now I'm seeing like stuff on like YouTube and shit. If you were in the Gates program and blah blah blah. So I don't know enough about it. No, but I think people are coming up with really cool concepts and theories that make sense, and it would be like, yeah, that's probably how you do it, and I was just probably too wild for them.
It's not connected to Bill Gates at all, is it?
No, not that I know of. But I guess also that the subjects seem to be tied to some type of like UFO or paranormal phenomenon, right? Which tells you that they're probably looking for some aspect of like psychic power or certain types of thinkers, shit like that, right? So, do you know who Carl Jung is?
Carl Jung?
Yeah, Carl Jung.
Yeah, I've heard the name, definitely.
All right. So he had his whole concept with, the archetypes and introverts and extroverts and different types of thinking, right? And based on where you fit. So, like me, I would be what you would consider like an introverted person with introverted thinking. Okay.
Okay.
My thinking when we're talking or whatever, something happens and explains something. Uh, Almost like my brain processes it really fast, but the answer just comes out of me in like an explosion. It just makes sense, and I'll see pictures in them. And you know what I mean? Like that. That's how that works over there. Now, but it's also so that makes it subjective because it's internal. Some thinkers are completely objective and external, right? So they're very rigid, right? It's really hard for these people to become like conspiracy theorists and shit like that, too, because I mean they're meticulous in their thinking and they're very low trusting when it comes to something. They don't just connect the dots. They're like, I got to see the causation here, here, and here. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that's a whole spectrum on how people take in information and shit like that. So I think the Gates program allows them to find the types of thinkers or and types of behaviors or phenomenon that's out there, so that way they could study it more or they could track it along in school, kind of like that the NASA thing for the Genius project, right? The Genius test, where
Is that Mensa or
no, like these two scientists got together and they did this test. It was called like the Genius test or some shit. And what they found was like when kids were like really young, grade school or whatever, they scored exceptionally high as like creative geniuses and shit like that. And as you go through high school and school floods them, you see those numbers dwindle and drop. So it's that school is actually suppressing the way people think and originality as opposed to developing it and watching it bloom. So
I don't, I never went to college. I never went to schooling, but I'm of the mindset that, like, I tend to agree with, we would be a lot better off if people weren't going to organized education in school. Like, I think we would be more in tune with nature and harmony, with how it's supposed to be. Like, and let's be honest, like, if you just look at, since we established the Department of Education in the late 70s, I want to say maybe like 77 or something, like, I don't quote me, but it's sometime back then. We've, as a country, dwindled in at where we stand worldwide as far as education. Like, we've just dramatically plummeted since then. We used to be number one, and we've dwindled down to something ridiculous. 40s, maybe in the 40s. I forget exactly, but I think a lot of it is the Department of Education. You should be allowed to educate people, and especially when it comes to history, what's taking place, not have some formative structure that's, this is what we're going to say. Oh, okay, dinosaurs were real, the earth is a globe, look, see, we're losing connections again as soon as I start talking about the real shit. But no, it just goes to show you, you can't keep society's minds closed. Like, when you have tons of people, you're going to have all the different perspectives, and you can't have a hive mind mentality, when it comes to everything. I was just trying to say, yeah, go ahead.
No, that's a brilliant point, because like you're an 80s baby, right? I'm an 80s baby, November of 80.
Mm-hmm. Yep, September. All right.
Okay, so when we were growing up, right, we were still educated in a manner where it was about being the individual, right? We had to read, I don't know about you, but I did, Catcher in the Rye and Animal Farm and fucking in English class, I had to read a lot of like the classic books and shit, 1984, which all kind of were about the individual against the collective, right? Kind of,
Right.
and joining the collective as the whole was bad. Pulling away independence, the rights and the sovereignty of the individual, is oppression. And now they're flipping it, and it's like if you don't join the collective, you're bad, you're extreme. You know what I mean? Like it's the opposite mode, because that was the difference between the East and the West, right? We're about the individual, they were about the collective, and so that was the battle. Same with Russia, but now it's that same fucking soup. They don't want you. They want everybody to share the same thought, have the same opinion, consume the same shit, be about the same ideologies, like it's just
Well,
cookie
let me
cutter.
ask you something else. Like, what's your thoughts on, like, the legality of, like, things like, psilocybin and these other, things out there. Ibogaine is another big one, and some of these plant medicines that can be used to help, healing people, for one, and also two, they help um connect, I think, with, like we mentioned harmony earlier, being in tune with what, that circadian rhythm maybe. Is that
Yep.
what it is when you have a psychedelic experience? Are you just aligning to the circadian rhythm or something? Like, I
Yeah,
don't
like
know, but
whatever
that's an
that
interesting.
baseline is.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you use it like a medicine, right, where you're not just trying to get the most fucked up you've ever been, you know what I mean? But like you're taking it to have an experience. Maybe you want to work through something. Maybe you want to understand something. Maybe there's a lot of chaos in your life, and you just kind of want to make sense of it. Whatever it is, like if you go into it with like a purpose
Hmm.
and you use it, it'll bring you to that thing. And then that's where you kind of realize, like, oh, yeah, like all that extra stuff is kind of bullshit, right? You kind of hit that harmony, that kind of super chill baseline thing. Um, yeah, dude. And I think in moderation, shit like that is amazing for a person. You know what I mean? If you use it the right way and you use it with a purpose. But and I think that's probably also why, like they like restricting shit like that, because they'll just be like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, look, that guy took too much of it, and he thought he was talking to a rhinoceros, and then jumped off a building. Yeah, that's that crazy guy. That's what they were doing in the acid. This guy was running away from macaroni. He thought he was macaroni. Which anyone who's ever fucking like tripped, have you ever ran away from a macaroni or some stupid shit like that?
Ran from a macaroni?
Yeah, yeah. You know how like people who have never tripped, they always have like this idea of
Oh,
what
I got
tripping
you. I got you.
is,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not. It's like shit
Yeah.
that would never be, and you're like, dude, that's not what tripping is. That's not what acid does. That's not what psilocybin does. That's not like.
Dude, so this has always blown my mind. Like, before I had ever tried a psychedelic, I had a friend that told me one time when she was in high school, we're the same age, but when she was in high school, that she had done some and had talked to police officers while she was on it. And I'm like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, what? You were on that drug and you talked to a cop? That's crazy. But, I get it now. Like, like, you just kind of laugh more, when you're on those things, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think it's like you also fall into the rhythm. You can see the layers.
Right.
You
The
understand
layers
kind of
of
like just
bullshit is
yeah,
what
and
I
just
call
you know.
them.
Yeah. But
Oh, man.
I think that's why, dude. I think that's why they keep us away from that. I think that's why they try to add a stigma to any of that shit, unless it's a pharmacy pill that they can control.
Right. Dude, there's something else you sent this week that I thought was really interesting. Was this Bluetooth vibration plate?
Yeah.
Let me add this to the scene. Um, This man has a Bluetooth vibration plate that you stand on. He wakes up in the middle of the night and people are talking on it. You can actually hear the conversation. Two people are clearly speaking through his vibration plate. From what I can find on Reddit, there are a lot of other people that have had this happen to them too. Apparently, the device has a built-in speaker that doubles as a Bluetooth audio receiver and speaker, and it can connect to nearby phones even if your own Bluetooth is off. So it's essentially picking up someone else's signal and playing it through your vibration plate.
Yes.
Whoa. So this is interesting. Let me play the video.
I just experienced one of the craziest technology glitches that I have ever heard of. This is a vibration plate. You stand on it and it vibrates and it has Bluetooth. I wake up at 1 a.m. to this thing saying Bluetooth device connected. And I look at my phone, my Bluetooth is not on, so I don't know who's connected to it, but I was like, yeah, sometimes random people can connect to your device, that's normal. But what I heard was not normal. This was not music. This was not a phone call. I heard two people talking to each other in the same room next to their phone. Like, I could tell that this wasn't a phone call, and the phone was sitting down and they were talking and I could hear them both through their phone as background sound. Like, how is that possible through Bluetooth? Like, this shit is so creepy. I'm gonna try to get a video of it, but I'm telling you, I don't understand how this is possible. See, you can hear the people.
I hate bitches like this. Take my leg back.
See? There's multiple people having a conversation and I'm hearing it through their phone. This isn't a phone call. How is that possible, you guys? Like, this is a serious glitch.
So apparently what's happening with these vibration plates is they have a built-in speaker that doubles as a Bluetooth audio receiver / speaker. It can connect to nearby phones even if your Bluetooth is off. So if you have neighbors that are within range, they can accidentally connect to your Bluetooth device and it'll sound like eavesdropping because it's a one-way communication. They're talking and your device just acts as a speaker that's connected via the Bluetooth. And this is not the only guy that is experiencing this. If you look on Reddit, there's actually a lot of people in the comments that say that they're kind of freaked out because the same thing is happening to them. They'll get weird conversations or weird audio coming from those vibration plates. People are Googling it, figuring out what's going on. I had the same thing happen to me, really, really strange. Suddenly I heard a kitty cat in an adult male raspy voice. So this is not uncommon. Multiple people are having this happen to them, and I can imagine this would probably be pretty shocking if you had a raspy man's voice all of a sudden coming through your vibration plate in the middle of the night saying kitty cat.
Yeah, that's
I, for one, hate it when a raspy voice man comes in the night and says kitty cat or whatever the fuck he just said. But it's just that surprising. Like, I feel like, this is to be expected. I mean, we're from the 80s. We grew up with radio and, we've heard radio waves going in and out and you connect to different waves. And I mean, this is essentially the same thing, to put it really simply,
It doesn't surprise me because I remember when Bluetooth was kind of like a thing, like when touch phones were first kind of coming along, and not every phone was even a thing, but Bluetooth was starting to become a thing, like it was everywhere. And originally they didn't even have like a password on it. So if somebody had Bluetooth on and you had Bluetooth on and I was near you or you were near me, you could look through like my fucking pictures and shit. Right? I had a buddy who at parties would go around people and they wouldn't know what he was doing. And he was searching through their fucking pictures on their shit, right? So, and then security beefed up on that and then they used that. But yeah, so it makes a lot of sense. Like they're using it as a radio essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. And, these flock cameras have that built in, so they're essentially doing the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's interesting to think about. Like, are these flock cameras, like, if you connect to their Bluetooth when you pass them, can they just fucking start
Yeah.
downloading your pictures and
Yeah.
shit?
Well, I don't know if they could go to that extreme, but they can pick
Like
up.
I didn't
they
know
can
that
pick up your
that was a
car's
thing.
signature.
I didn't know that was a thing. Like I remember, like I've like shared photos and music and stuff through Bluetooth. You know, sharing it back and forth with a friend or whatever. You know, like I know we could do that, but I didn't know that it could just access your shit at any time. I guess I should have known better, right?
Yeah, because it's both, but nobody knew the technology. We were coming up with it, right? So it wasn't until you were exposed to it to really understand how it works to know.
Right. But yeah.
But
So
yeah,
I mean, but
Bluetooth.
is the answer to just stop using Bluetooth? Like, what do we do? I mean, I'm glad I started using these wireless, wired earbuds. You know, not only because it saves on batteries when you're trying to podcast, but you know, it's so much. I guess it's supposed to be healthier for you. Like these Bluetooth waves are not supposed to be good for the old human meat suit.
Yep. And they're not.
No?
I can feel. I keep the Bluetooth on my phone off all the time, and I notice like I have
Do
an
you?
Apple, so whenever I charge it, like, and it goes on a long full charge, right, and it fully charges up, and I unplug it, the first thing I got to do is do my top swipe, because for some reason Bluetooth automatically comes on, like when you pull it off the main charger. So I got to hit that fucking thing so the Bluetooth is off, you know, and then like just continue on from there. But yeah, dude, by point they want it there because Bluetooth plus your cell. I mean, it's a big tattletale. There's different apps. Everything on your phone is constantly reaching up. What's up, Blue? So it's feeling around. Oh, there's
What
a
up, Blue?
computer there. There's a cell phone there. There's a TV there. There's a router there. Oh, that microwave's trying to talk to me. The fucking light pole outside, that's a 5G connection. You know what I mean? So it's constantly sending and receiving metadata from everything in you or around you, you know, like fucking nonstop.
Yeah, they want you connected at all times, you know, and that's what it's all being built to do. You know, once you're in that fucking spider's web, you're caught. That's why it's called the World Wide Web. And it's go ahead.
Do you remember when the internet first started? And then
No.
they'd be like, make sure, well, for common people like AOL and all that shit, right?
Yeah,
and they'd be
we used to use Netscape, but yeah, essentially
and
the
they'd be
same
like,
shit.
make sure you disconnect and turn off your modem because if you leave it on, that allows a potential risk that somebody can potentially connect to you while you're not paying attention. And that, for the longest time, was what like you were told. And then as soon as like cable modems came out, you know, and they were really like high end, at that point it was all like, nah, just keep it going all the time. Connect everything to it. Yeah, it's all the time, no problem. Super safe. You got a password.
Yeah, look, now we connect our motherfucking refrigerator to it.
Dude.
Which actually, I got to admit, is pretty cool feature. Actually, if you're at the grocery store and you could just look in your refrigerator and be like, "Oh yeah, I do need some more Stellas." Fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Like that would be cool.
And it's good for that. But then when the nanny state is like, "Oh my God, Templar has an extra cookie. He went past his ration." You know, and then next thing you know, I get 2 weeks
Ding!
of
There goes
gulag.
your social credit score.
Yeah, exactly. You know, oh, we don't want him to get diabetes or whatever, you know, they would say, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what they would say
And I'm
too.
just like, let me have this delicious cookie.
How can you have the pudding without the whatever?
Right.
Oh man, you know what? It's beautiful and scary at the same time. I love technology, but man, is it fucking ever scary.
Dude. Sorry, that was bad policy.
How rude, dude, by the way, eating on the podcast. You
No,
know what I
right?
wanted to ask you? You know what I wanted to ask you? Because we were talking about, you know, the web of everything being connected. Like, I want to talk about the Trump accounts with you because we talked about it briefly on Saturday night's live stream, but I wanted to talk to you about it, and I, you know, put it in the same folder here. is like, what are your thoughts on this? Because essentially what it is it's just another way to fucking lock the citizen in at birth.
It's a Trojan horse.
And it's a way for them to get you to connect the Social Security too, because like there's no law that says that you have to give your child a Social Security number. That's not a requirement in the world, is to have a Social Security number, like,
or to use your Social Security number for anything other than the Social Security office and the Social Administration. It actually says on the back of your card not to. If you wanted to push it for like employment reasons and such, when it really comes down to it, there's an administrative process and everything you can go through, but most people don't want to or can or don't know about it. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's just so
right. And the other aspect of it too is the employers don't want to deal with somebody that's going to put up that flex their rights. Like, hey, I'm flexing my fucking right. They don't like that shit. But there is no requirement to have that. And, now they want to open this account and, they want to sell it as, oh, here's $1,000 at birth, but you agree to all this, boom, here, it's tied to your social, boom. The fucking kid is put in the system, put in the machine right at fucking birth, dude. Like, hello, welcome to fucking planet fuck you.
Right. And on top of that, the real question to me is, like, we all know with inflation, right? Like, if, let's say, that'd be the same as like getting $100 put into your account or $50 put into your account in the 80s, right? Like, and when you turn 18, it's like, okay, cool, there's $50 or there's $100, right? But you wouldn't be able to fucking go to college on that, right? So one, it forces you to put into it, right? But then there's inflation and people are already poor, but you're trying to tie them to that too. So what's the real purpose behind this thing? And why are you trying to connect it to Social Security? So I don't know if this is like a part of like the prelude to whatever's coming that flips everything, but I don't like it.
Well, that's the mark of the beast, right? I mean, just fucking giving everybody a number and connecting it to the machine, that's the mark of the beast.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, funny enough, they dry ran that whole system with COVID, right? When everything was going, when they had to give payments out to everybody, and
please.
Right? Yeah. They went and they got everyone dialed into that system, and they're just building on it. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think we're in for some rough waters. That's for sure.
That seems to be the census, man. And you know what? Everybody, I want you to check out tomorrow's Here's the Thing episode. It's a banger. I apologize for not getting clips put out sooner, but I have Josh and Zach from the This and That with Josh and Zach podcast, and we talked for 2 hours, and it was an amazing chat. I will get a clip put up tomorrow, but I mean, I promise y'all are going to like this one. And we talked about some of these things, and man. I think I've never felt more black-pilled in my life, but I don't want to subscribe to that label, because I'm not. I really am a true believer of love and hope, and but it does seem like there's a lot of things that are afoot, to use a saying. There's a lot of foul play. And it's really scary because, it controls how you and I live our lives. It controls how our children grow up. I don't have children, but I'm saying as a society, our children. Like, it's fucked up.
It is. And that's why it takes a village, right? That's Hillary's book, Takes a Village. So join the collective.
How would she fucking know? She has a fucking army. Like, it's crazy. I'm sure you've heard, like, these people like her, they go around to these meetings, like the Bilderberg conferences and meetings and whatnot, that take place, and they stay at these hotels, and they have their own food shipped in just for them, and they're served their own shit. Like, they're not eating at that hotel, like the foods
right,
that are there in that area. Like, they're bringing everything with them because they know that the fucking shit's poison. They know better.
Yep. Yeah. Which is funny, like, so when all that shit was going on in Europe, like last week or the week before, and, the heat wave was going, and they're like, oh, you can't have fucking AC on. Plus, like it's in the middle of the World Cup or whatever, right? But I guarantee you that the elites were in fucking super AC. You know what I mean? It was just the peasants. Sorry, peasants, don't go above 80 or don't go below 80.
Fuck you, poor people, you poors. Do you live in summer?
They're up in the cold, eating like fucking caviar and laughing. Like, we told them not to go below 80, and they're listening. Ha 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 ha. I think they just mock us.
Yeah, they definitely do, and it's really sad, because they could be doing so much better, with what opportunity that they have, with the messages that they're able to get out and portray, and let's be honest, that's what it is like there's only a few organizations that control every message you receive, be it from television or radio or magazine or newspaper or whatever source, even your mainstream podcasts are all now networked into stuff like that. I mean, hell, even Netflix is doing podcasts now. Like, they're all controlled by a couple organizations, so it's easy to portray a message that they want to put out there.
Which ties into like that shit that was just going on with Erica Kirk and fucking Charlie Kirk trials, where all these influencers get on the bandwagon together, thinking that they're going to be able to pull one over on you because they were invited to court to see a video. So they were a selected few but they were still supposed to shut the fuck up. But they took it as an opportunity to be like, I saw this. And then they made all this shit up, and then they just repeated it, and they all went on fucking blast, right? And the problem was, what they were saying was verifiably false, but they didn't think the actual video was going to leak, and they thought that they were going to be able to, like, drum from this place of authority, and they were in such unison, and I'm sure a lot of people still believe it at this point.
Dude, it was almost like those fucking white binders,
Yes. Yeah. It was all the people who had a white binder were obviously on this. You could tell what side of the issue they were on,
Dude, so I made a post about it a few days ago, and I was like, well, what the fuck? I mean, we all saw the guy's apparent fucking head get blown off. Like, we all saw that. We can't see the guy that is shooting? How is that more damaging for psyche, or to prevent it from people, or it's too graphic for people to see? Like, what we all saw his it go through his fucking neck. Like, we can't see.
Well, that's a problem. See, they started that shit in the Kennedy days. Okay, it's you can't take this. It's not up to the government. It's not up to the government to tell you what you can or you can't see. Jim Garrison, the guy who prosecuted the only actual case to go against the fucking Kennedy assassination, I mean,
that's what the movie's about.
He was like, how dare you speak and tell me what I am okay to see? Your job is to work for me, right? Your job is not to hide things from me for my own good. Let me take in the information and decide. And that's a problem, is that people like buy into that. Like, oh, it's for... No, let me see, and I'll make the determination, but just want to feed it.
What's the answer, man? I wish I fucking had the answer. I know you don't have the answer either. I wish that, more people could just, understand these messages that we talk about and could see them and hear them, because this is something that everybody should have an interest in, to think about, who's, controlling the way that your life is lived, and, preventing you from, obtaining everything. Look at what's really going on, and look at everything, and don't just take, people's words for it and think that, we're giving you this we're giving you this, protection for something that, that we're going to take something away from you for, like, giving up your liberty for protection. Like,
Always that exchange, always the ask, right? And it's for the children. Won't somebody please think of the children? Right?
yeah, it's a great selling point, and they dice it up real good and serve it up to you.
But then
if you look at well, no, but like, I mean, if you look at like, like there's the big child trafficking stuff out of Haiti, and you look at the families that's connected to that, and then you look at like the lady that got in trouble for it, and then look at what she does for a living now, and it's just like, come on, man, like, how, and what world should this be able to fucking happen? It's all the fucking stuff is out there.
That's their method. They don't give a shit about your kids at all. As a matter of fact, they're the ones who are trafficking them and victimizing them. However, they will use your kids against you or children against you in a heartbeat to take away your liberties. Because it's always through the children. This new fucking internet law, these new ID laws, all this shit. It all comes because we need to take care of the children. But when the children are at risk, when the children need us the most, where the fuck are they? Right? They're not helping a single thing now on children. Nothing when it comes to Epstein. Nothing when it comes to kids being fucking abused. Nothing. But if they need to get you to sign up for their app or take away a right, well, we need to do it for the kids. Because, you can't parent your kid. We got to do it for you.
When's the last time you heard someone say something about Epstein? Shit.
Yeah.
It's almost like people forgot,
And they're probably
that's let me point out, that's exactly fucking by design. They want you to forget about the news cycle. They want you to forget about these things that are happening. So they fucking hide it from you and drag it out and fucking,
And that's how you become desensitized to it. And then the next time that something comes up and they'll bring Epstein again, right? And you'll still be interested and hooked, but you'll realize, like, you're not mad like you used to be. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows there's no accountability going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, they've just shown it. And people have shown that they're not going to force accountability.
Yeah,
right?
I'm thinking about joining the dark side now. Fuck it. If there's no accountability, fuck it. I might as well reap the fucking, monetary gains or something, get something at least. Fuck, dude.
I mean, I can see how the appeal is, but money is fleeting,
I don't even want money. I just want to survive. That's all I care about.
I
just want to survive and fucking, keep to my own and fucking survive. That's all I want. I don't need money.
Yeah, same. I want to just survive, dude. Like, have life, and so does everybody, I suspect, and that's why they just keep us on this rat race of the system. So you can't live a happy life and you're easy to control.
Yeah. They don't want you experiencing, at the end of the day, I guess, it's like, they ban psychedelics, they don't want you to get the balance from harmony and the earth that you would naturally get through your pineal gland by it just developing, just from being in harmony with shit. They don't want that. So they fuck it up and they use what's called television programming, radio programming, and everything to stop your pineal gland from developing and being in tune with everything. And so, pay attention to,
through movies and music and TV and all of it, dude. And that's where they influence the ideas.
Yep. But dude, you know what, man? We're fucking at the fucking end of the episode, and I appreciate an amazing conversation because, we fucking had some struggles at the beginning of it with the disconnecting and the this and that, and it's just one of those things, and so we were kind of thrown off of our fucking natural rhythm. But, I think, we tackled some good stuff today.
Yeah, I thought so too. And unfortunately, you know, there wasn't a lot fun going on in the world. You know, like I mean, you know, the biggest news stories were like the
Well, the
Lindsay
death and sickness are the good
Charlie,
news. Is unfortunately somehow that is the good news.
I know that's crazy, right?
It's fucked up to say, but damn. You know,
Yeah.
hopefully we the people can somehow come out ahead from these warmongers that are hopefully not going to hold office. I wouldn't never wish, you know, the other thing up on them, but I just
Right.
don't want them to be in office anymore. Obviously, they're not, you know, fit for the job. So can we just fucking have somebody with fresh legs in there? Do you know what's crazy? Is it one of those two? I think it was Lindsey Graham, and that seat has only been held by two people, him and Strom Thurmond, for like the last 70 years.
Strom Thurmond was a fucking dinosaur, boy. I mean, Strom Thurmond died at like what 101 or some shit, and I mean,
Look at us dropping facts in the fucking third hour.
Let's go.
Let's go. But dude, yeah, it's crazy to think that fucking seat for the first time is open in 70 years. Well, not until January because his wife or whatever, or the sister or someone, I forget who we said it earlier.
Sister.
Yeah, she's going to control it until January. But that's crazy. 70 plus years. Wow.
That's
talking about having a hold by not you know, so we were just talking about a few minutes ago, being able to control people. It's not that hard when only two people have taken care of that fucking area.
The facade, though, right? The illusion is, dude, absolutely. Yeah, that's wild.
Shit. So everybody go to phoneboothpodcast.substack.com. Go check out all of our previous episodes from all of our podcasts. It's all there. Check out the merch store. Oh man, my throat. Dude, these are some of the best threads. I'm going to be rocking some at Bohemian Grove next month. And dude, it's all there. These are way better than Bucky's shirts, as Templar said at the beginning of the episode. And also head over to Can-Am Bullion. Get yourself some gold is rising, silver's rising, platinum's rising. So get it. June was rough for the metals, but July is going to be a better one, hopefully. We're not financial advice givers or experts in any of this, but you know, metals are still a safe investment, you know, safer than stocks, probably safer than sports betting. Also, go check out the Pick Is In podcast every Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific. That's 8 p.m. Eastern. Everybody check it out. And dude, Templar, I love talking to you every week, man. I'm so glad that we're doing this, because it's always a fun chat. It's sometimes dark, which is why I wore the dark sunglasses tonight, because I knew we was gonna talk about some stupid shit.
Yep.
And dude, have yourself a good week, and I'll see you next week.
You too, man. Have a good night. Enjoy ya. Go walk that dog.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Later.
Laters. Good night, everybody. Go to phoneboothpodcast.substack.com.
Let's see. Who else is there? Tram. Well, am I missing anybody? Nope. The Wackator?
Yeah, Bear Trap Studios was out there. Shout out to everybody.
Appreciate
Good night.
Good night.